What do you mean by blowjob?
I put his in my mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did he ejaculate?
No.
This is Charlene O'Banion, and she was accused of being intimate with an inmate. When she was called into interrogation, she thought nothing would have been able to expose her. However, officers had all the proof they needed because they had audio evidence of her talking sexually to the inmate. And they were going to use this audio evidence to completely embarrass her.
In bed?
Don't even get me thinking about that because it makes me so horny. You felt me, I was like soaking through my clothes.
In the beginning of the interrogation, she sits all relaxed and she's showing how confident she was about getting away with this. She acts innocent and she denies everything. But what she doesn't know is that the evidence they had would change her life forever.
We're notified of a possible improper relationship between you and Jacob Parker. So we're here for that. I just kind of wanted to talk to you about it and get your side of that story.
Don't know anything about it. I mean...
Okay. Have you talked to him on any jail phone calls or anything like that?
No.
Not at all? Okay.
The detectives are seeing if she would deny phoning him on any jail phones. Knowing that this was exactly the evidence they had, if she said yes, it would have been her first opening confession. But her saying no also helps the interrogating officer's case, since they now know that she will straight up lie to their face.
And where would you think that this allegation will come from if there's nothing to it?
Well, I had a feeling this was coming. So there was an inmate named Coker, Justin Coker.
Okay.
He got out of here for I don't know what period of time, and he tried to contact me on Facebook. He sent me a message and I blocked him on Facebook. And I guess one time Parker was going back to Pequot to use the bathroom, and he was talking like at the window with me. Mm-hmm. And I guess Coker like didn't like that, which I had no contact with him or anything. And Parker had told me that he had gone up to him and was like, don't talk to her or something crazy like that.
So I'm just not trying to be rude here. I'm just, Why would you expect this conversation to come up from that? Like now, if that happened a few months ago.
Charlene claimed that the only interaction she had with Jacob Parker was through a window when she was handling a situation with another inmate. She then goes on and tries to create this fake scenario where the other inmate might have falsely accused her and Parker. But that is very far from the truth.
I don't know why, like, this, I'm wondering if, like, Coker maybe said something, like, to get him in trouble or me in trouble. Like, I don't know if that's the only thing I think that's, like, related that has anything to do with Parker.
She's trying so hard to put the blame on this other inmate, but the detective quickly shuts that down.
I don't know exactly how it started, like who it started from, but I was told that it was brought to somebody's attention, and then we looked at jail calls, and there's jail calls between you and Parker, and all that stuff's recorded. So I don't think you're being completely truthful. Well, I kind of know that you're not. And I'm not trying to be rude when I say that.
Yeah, no.
I'm just kind of trying to lay it out on the table for you. Mm-hmm. Can you kind of tell me what's going on here?
I guess a few years ago, we talked, and then I ended up here, and then he ended up here. I didn't know he was here. I didn't, like, it wasn't anything like that. And that was that.
Okay.
Charlene then admits that her and Parker knew each other before they both ended up in this prison. Although at this point, it's not completely clear what their prior relationship with each other was, it is suspected that they were more than just friends. She claims that when they met at this prison, it was just joking around with each other. But as she's about to see, there is evidence that tells a different story.
So are y'all kind of talking in a sexual nature now that he's here?
Oh, no. Now that he's here, no.
Okay.
I mean, it's never been like phone sex or anything like that. Like, that's not, but like we all joke around, like we all make, like, you know, like that's what she said type things, but it's never like.
So what about some of these phone conversations?
No, not here or the phone.
I just mean conversations you are having on the phone.
No.
Since he's been in here.
Like sexual?
Well, I'm not saying having phone sex, talking about sexual acts. From what I'm listening to on the calls, I take it as that you've given him oral sex at some point, is what I gather from these calls.
No, that was like in the world. But we never dated. We just...
Okay. What kind of conversations have you had with him since you've started working here and he's been in the jail?
Talking about what would happen after he got out.
And then the jail call recordings, have you been talking to him like while you're at home? Like he calls you from the jail while you're at home, or? Okay.
It has only been 15 minutes into the interrogation, and already we can see that the claims she made in the beginning are different to what she's claiming right now. Going from only interacting once behind a window, to joking around with each other in the prison, to now calling each other when she's at home. At this point in the interrogation, the detectives come forward about what exactly the evidence is.
I haven't listened to this, but apparently there may be some talk in the calls about, like, photographs. Have you given him any photographs?
Mm-mm. I gave him a photograph of his mom, which she had asked for, and of his dog, Jax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you given him any photographs of you?
No, because...
So one of the things we're going to be doing is, like, looking at cameras and stuff, too. Has there been any times where y'all were alone?
Mm-mm.
Or you go out of camera view or anything like that? Anything that's going to look suspicious that way?
I don't think so.
Charlene has been working at this prison for a few years now, so it's assumed she would know the ins and outs of this place. She probably even knows where all the hidden cameras are, except what she didn't remember was that all the phone calls made from the prison are recorded, and authorities are allowed to access these calls to rule out any sort of security risks or illegal activities. And Charlene is about to be reminded of the illegal activities that she did.
Hey, baby.
Go back.
Baby, guess what?
What, babe?
I just won the blackjack game.
Yay.
I just won $30.
I got a lot of stuff to clean and get rid of before you come home. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I was trying to make you think I have all these secret things.
Yeah, I bet you do.
What?
What?
What? What do you mean?
I don't know. You probably got this weird sex swing hanging from the ceiling. Kenneth probably thinks it's a swing set.
Oh, if I had that sex swing, you better believe I'd leave that up for you.
Would you really?
Hell yeah.
You'd let me put you in it?
Yeah.
With a gag ball and everything?
Yeah, babe.
Charlene has to be feeling absolutely embarrassed right now. She is sitting in front of two detectives while listening to her sexual conversation with an inmate. But so far in this phone call, there isn't exact evidence of them being physically intimate with each other. It's just them talking about what they're going to do after he gets out of prison. But then Parker says something in the audio that incriminates Charlene.
I just want you to look at me sometimes and be like, damn, my woman's fine.
Fine as wine.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a live ass head game. Oh my God.
It wasn't my best moments. I was just trying to get it done.
Meh. Are you in bed?
Don't even get me thinking about that because it makes me so horny. Like just going back and thinking about
Yeah.
that.
It gets you horny?
Oh, yeah. You felt me. I was like soaking through my clothes. Get very horny very easy. I always want to have
Not
sex.
good.
Like that's not even.
Not good.
I mean, it's not like I just like look at someone. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so fucking horny. No, like of course, like I only get horny for you.
You kind of see how that sounds from, like, my point of view, like a more recent thing than 3 years ago. No?
She says a simple no after she was asked whether these events happened recently. The detectives see that she says that with a smirk on her face, which makes her hard to believe. Knowing that she lied earlier in the interrogation means that she can easily be lying right now. The detectives even pressure her by asking if they think Parker's story will line up with hers. And somehow she still sticks to what she's saying.
You talk about how profound this was. Like, this giving him this blowjob was, but you like don't remember anything about it. It's like telling me something, but you're having trouble coming up with details about it. You know what I mean? Like if it's that profound.
I mean, I gave him a blowjob. How do you describe a blowjob? I mean, is that
Well,
what
I
you
don't want to know like about the blowjob. I'm just so if this is a
just said
factual thing that happened 3 years ago, I feel like you would kind of remember some stuff about it. Like I feel
I
like,
mean, like we said in the car, we, you know.
like when I asked you who was there. Him, of course, like when y'all met or whatever. And then when I asked like who else, you said it was like a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
But like you can remember one
I mean, I was with
name
my
after
friend
you
Chris.
think about it for 30 seconds. So
Yeah,
that's not making sense to me.
You seem to have blanks in your memory when we get to certain details, but you remember being groped in the blowjob from 3 years ago. I find that hard to believe. Okay? This is your one chance to be honest with us.
Yes.
Once we get up and walk out and we're done, we're done.
Yeah.
Have y'all had any inappropriate contact, whether it's groping, blowjobs, vaginal, anal sex, anything, hand jobs? Yes, I am being vulgar to get a point across.
Yeah, no, it's not. None of that.
During this whole interrogation, she has stuck to her story, even when the officers played the call of them two reminiscing about their sexual encounters. But then something switches in her head that tells her that the detectives already caught her red-handed, and what she says next will shock you.
And what is it?
I might have given him a blowjob in the back part of me.
In back part of B quad? Okay. How long ago was that?
A few months ago.
She finally confesses to giving Parker a blowjob, which means she was literally lying throughout the entire interrogation. But this confession makes the case even more complex, because Charlene is in a position of power in this prison over the prisoners. So the next thing that comes into question is consent. Even though they knew each other and had relations before being in prison together, that consent will not carry over to this situation because she's in a position of power. Federal law criminalizes all sexual relations and sexual contact between prison staff and inmates, meaning that it would only be consensual if the sexual relations happened outside of the prison. But this happened inside of prison, so Charlene is going to have to face the consequences.
But I feel like I know the answer. I'm losing my job.
So that's not really up to me. Internal Affairs is aware. Investigation is separate from ours because it's two totally different things. So
Yeah. What kind of charges? Like,
so it's illegal to have sexual contact with an inmate as an employee. So I said the ball kind of be in their court, but I'll let you know as soon as I hear something.
I mean, would I go to jail?
That's up to the DA's office.
Charlene lost her job at the prison, but would end up back in jail, except this time being on the other end of the bars. Charlene was found guilty of improper sexual activity and sentenced to 100 days in prison. Subscribe now and click the video on the screen to watch another one of my videos.